Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Today's video we're going to be talking about my debt payoff journey, and I'm giving y'all an update as of the end of November. So we are just going to hop straight into it. So this first page is a debt payoff tracker. I'm zooming y'all in so you can see a little bit better. And I have 5 debts if you're new to my channel: Bank of America credit card, a city credit card, 2 student loans, and then an iPhone that I am financing. So those are the 5 debts we're talking about, and here you'll see balances as of the start of September, and into what we'll update today is November. So I only just started really tracking everything in September, so I'm still like kind of new for writing it all down, so that's why you only see 3 months. So now I'm just going to go through and put the starting balances in each of these categories. They are the same as my ending balances from October, and that's because all my closing dates on my credit cards and things are within the month, so interest hits during the month, not on the first. So just going through and doing that. So starting with my iPhone, I did not add any new debt to my iPhone, and I did pay the minimum payment that I have to pay on it. And so what I'm doing here is just subtracting that from the starting balance to see what I currently still owe on my iPhone. I'm set to pay this off by the end of 2021, but if I can pay it off earlier, that will be great, but definitely 2021. I don't want to go into 2022 paying Verizon for my phone anymore. So my student loans, I didn't add any new debt, but I also did not pay anything on it because of the government's forbearance, and they also have no interest, so those are just frozen basically. And I'm going to do that again in December, not pay anything on it, use this as an opportunity to get more of my debt paid off on my credit cards. So I pulled out a pad of paper so that I can track my transactions on my Bank of America credit card from the month of November. I found this a little easier method for me to visualize all of my spending, so that is what I'm going to do. So the first thing I'm going to write down is my starting balance on my credit card at the start of November, which you'll see here is a little over $5,000. It's $5,614.11. And next I'm going to start writing down my transactions for the month. So the first thing I did, like I do at the beginning of every month, is pay a little bit towards my minimum payment, which you'll see me go back through and write that, but that is what that $45 is for. The next thing that you'll see is a really large amount. It's $2,550, and that is for the balance transfer that I did on my Citi credit card. If you don't know why I did that, then I'll link a past debt video up above for you to check that out. So now I am just flipping back to see how much I paid off on my Bank of America credit card this month, because I had forgotten, so I was trying to figure out what was what. But this is when I actually decided to write down what these things mean. I also wrote down tutoring for the first one. That's actually my minimum payment, but I'll change that later. The next $20 you see is because I sold some boots and made $20. And then the next 2 transactions are from tutoring that I did. So $35 and $55 I transferred. And then about halfway through the month, my interest hit, which was $79.06, which is so much lower than what I'm used to paying. And so that was really, really cool to see it be so low. So now I'm just fixing the tutoring mistake that I made because I realized that was the minimum payment. The next transaction is $50, which was another minimum payment amount that I paid. The next $35 was from tutoring, and the last $50 payment was to complete my minimum payment, which I kind of split out between 2 months because my cycle does end halfway through the month, so it's a little confusing. So now I'm going to go in and add what was added to my debt this month, which was interest, and that was that $79.06. And then next I'm going to add up everything that I put towards my debt and see how much I was able to do for that. And that ended up being over $2,800, and that's because of the balance transfer. I did not put that much money of my own money towards it. I just transferred it out of this card into another card. So now I'm just going to subtract the interest, or add the interest and subtract all the payments or the balance transfer to see what my new balance should be on this card. And I just did that, and it comes out to about $2,800, which is amazing. It dropped so much, which I can't wait to see what my interest is next month, because it's going to be so much lower than what I'm used to paying. I think when I started my debt payoff journey, like when my debt was the highest on this card, I was paying like $200 a month in interest, and it was just really gross. So really glad to see that it's so small and it's going to just keep getting smaller, which means my payments towards this card are going to go even further. Also, I just realized I forgot a $20 payment that I made on this card at the very end of the month, so I added that and my new balance is reflected, and I have $2,832.68 on this card. Okay, so next up is my Citi credit card. So I'm just going to start off by writing down those transactions. I'm going to start with my starting balance on the card at the beginning of the month, which was $926.99. The first thing I do on this card as well is pay my minimum payment, which was $35 for the month of November. And then I paid $284 of planned extra payments at the very beginning of the month because I was trying to lower that balance as much as possible before I had to do a balance transfer. I put $35 of tutoring money towards it, and then I initiated my balance transfer after getting my credit limit on this card extended. So here you'll see me writing in the amount that was transferred from my Bank of America card to this Citi card, which is that $2,550. But part of the promotional deal is you also have to pay a fee. So that fee was like 3%, I think, which is $76.51, which for me, totally worth it to pay that because it's basically an 1 month interest payment right now for me. So worth it if it means I get to transfer $2,500 off of a card that has interest onto a card with 0 interest. So that is all I did with this card this month. So now I'm just going to be adding up how much I added to my debt on this card, which is just that balance transfer and that transfer fee. So that's $2,627. And now I'm going to add up what I was able to pay down on this card, and I will subtract that. So it was $354. And now I will just do the math and see how much money is left on this card right now. And that ended up being $3,199.99, which is perfect because my credit limit is $3,200 and I can't go over that. So that is why I am at that dollar amount. And so this is what my total debt looks like for the month at the end of the month. And now I'm going to add up my total debt that I have right now and compare it to the total debt from when I started this journey. So adding all of these up, I end up with $10,977.17 of credit card, or of total debt, sorry. So total debt, I have a little under $11,000, and I started with $13,201.38. So now I'm just going to see how much I've been able to pay off so far. And it is a little over $2,000. And if you want to see more info on that breakdown, you can watch my last video of me closing out my November budget. And then here I just divided it by 4, which shows that on average each month I've been putting $556 towards debt as a whole, which is largely credit card debt minus my phone bill. Now I'm trying to see how much of my total debt I've paid off, and it is looking like 16.85% I have paid off of all my debt that I have, which is really, really cool, which matches what I did in my November closeout, which again, I'll link above. So that is really cool progress to see. I'm excited to hit the 20% or the 25% mile mark. But now I'm going to jump and show y'all, move my money around in my debt envelopes inside my sinking funds. So inside of this envelope, I should have all of the money I put towards my Bank of America credit card this month. And that should be a total of $310. I did already fill out these trackers because I'm going to be doing my cash stuffing next, so just ignore those. Just look at the 310. So now I'm going to count this and see if I have 310. So I have 50, 100, 150, 170, 190, 210, 230, 250, 260, 270, 275, 280, 285, and 290. Which is not great. And then I realized that I forgot the $20 for tutoring that I forgot earlier. So just forgot about this transaction as a whole twice. So I'm adding in $20 and I'm going to recount and see if I have 310 now, which I should. So now we've got 50, 100, 150, 170, 190, 210, 230, 250, 270, 280, 290, 295, 300, 305, and 310. Yeehaw. So have that, putting it to the side. I'm going to put my tracker back in my envelope and count the Citi credit card envelope, which is this cute little strawberry one that I have. So in this one, I should have $354. So let's see if I did this one right. Oh, first I have to show you the 354. And now we'll count 100, 200, 250, 270, 290, 310, 320, 330, 340, 345, 350, 352, and 354. So that is correct. So I'm putting that to the side. I'll put my tracker back and I will show you what we're doing with this money in a minute. This is an envelope I use in case I have cash that I want to put towards my debt, and I still have just $1 from the beginning of November, so I'm just going to leave it here until it's a big enough number that makes it worth it to deposit and transfer. So this last envelope in my sinking funds, you only see once a month, and it's when I see my total debt, how much money I've put towards debt so far since September. So we are going to add all the money from November from my 2 credit cards and putting it into this pile, count it, and consolidate it a little bit. So this envelope is just for credit card debt. It's not for total debt. So I should clarify that. It's not all my debt payoff. It's just my credit card debt payoff. So I should have $664 that I put towards credit card debt. And so now I'm going to count that. 100, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 420, 440, 460, 480, 500, 520, 40, 60, 80, 90, 600, 610, 620, 630, 635, 640, 645, 650, 655, 660, 662, and 664. So that's correct. And so now I'm just updating my tracker of what should be in my total debt payoff envelope so far, and it's $2,520. So you just saw me roll out my cash for a thumbnail picture, and now I am just going to put down my $1,000 bill and get counting. So that was 1,000. Now I have 100, 200, 300, 400, 5, 6, 700, 800, 900, 2,000. So that's 2,000 so far. I'm putting that down. I should have 520 left. So now I have 50, 150, 200, 250, 270, 290, 310, 330, 350, 370. Messed up my money. 390, 410, 430, 440, 450, 460, 70, 80, 485, 490, 495, 500, 510, 555, 510, 515, 517, 519, 520. $2,520. So now I'm just going to trade out the $1,000 in 100s for a new $1,000 slip. So now I have 2,000, and now I need 520. So I'm going to do 5 $100 bills. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for 500. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Okay. And then I'll grab a 20, and I will put the rest of the money to the side. And I will just double check that this is 2,520. So we've got 1,000, 2,000, 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20. $2,520 that I've put towards credit card debt just in, what is that, 4 months, 3 months? And I'm super proud of that, and I'm also a little sad because that could be all money that is mine, but it's not. So that is that part of this video. And then the last part I'm going to share with y'all is updating my debt trackers. Okay, so my first debt tracker is for my total debt, credit card debt that I had. And at the beginning I had $8,050. Pretty sure I rounded it, but it was around there when I started. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the $8,050 and subtract what I have, what my current balances are on my credit cards, and that will give me how much I've paid off on my credit cards so far. So that means I've paid off a total of $2,017.33. So for this tracker, I'm just dividing it by 67.08 because that's each puzzle piece is worth that. So now I get to fill in 30 puzzle pieces, like up to 30, which is this one right here that I'm marking. And then I'm just going to fill it in to show me the total amount that I've paid off so far on my credit card debt. So this is just really satisfying. I really like doing this as part of my process. It really motivates me and shows me visually how much progress I'm making. So yay, first one done. So my second one is going to be for my total credit card debt again, but it's just a slightly different one, different coloring map. So for this one, I'm going to take the total amount that I have paid off in debt and divide it by $80.50. So I get to color in 25 little Candyland squares, and that means I'm at 25%. So I have paid off 25% of my credit card debt, which is awesome. I've been waiting for this day, and that is super, super exciting. So now I'm going to get to finally color into that first little flag. And this is me celebrating and just really taking in that moment because it's a huge milestone for me. And I just didn't even realize that I hit it this month. And so super cool, super fun. And now I'm just writing in the month that those colors represent. So in November, I was able to make it 25% done, which means that I'll be able to pay off this card before the end of 2021 for sure. So this next one just shows the decline of my credit card debt. And so now I am just figuring out exactly where I need to put that little dot. And so my total credit card debt amount is now at $6,032.67. So I put my little dot down. Now I'm just going to connect it with a line. And that is what this looks like. Last thing I'll do is add the total dollar amount as of December 1st, and then I am done with this tracker. Pretty steady decline on this one. Okay, so my last tracker for my total credit card debt is this cute little thermometer, and now I am just needing to figure out what little line I can color up to, and I found it, and now I'm going to color it in. My blue marker is absolutely going to run out on eventually, so oops. I probably should have chosen a different color to do some of these in. So now I'm going to move on and show you my individual credit card debt trackers. So I'm starting with the Bank of America credit card debt trackers. And for this one, I'm going to track it as if I've paid it off because of the balance transfer. So you're going to see a really steep decline, and some of that was me paying it off, but a lot of it was the balance transfer. So I'm just finishing up by writing my new balance as of December 1st. And that finishes up this tracker. Moving on to the next one for this is the little Candyland looking one. So now we will see how many little squares we get to fill in. So I paid off $2,987.32. I did the quotations because of the balance transfer. So that means I get to fill in 51 little Candyland squares. And so that means I get to go past the halfway point, which is super awesome to have gotten that balance down to less than half by just in a couple months, because this card does have almost 19% interest rates. So to have all of that gone and not paying interest on that amount is really awesome. So the next debt tracker is the puzzle piece one for this one. And so I'm just going to zoom y'all in and then calculate how many puzzle pieces I can fill in. So I think I might have done my math wrong on this one, but I went ahead and filled in 61 puzzle pieces, and that just doesn't seem right. So I think I messed up at some point, but oh well. So this is me just coloring them in, showing the massive amounts of progress. But yeah, I don't think I should have filled in that many. I'll have to go back and check, but the dollar amount on the calculator just seemed off when I did this one. So, oh well, moving on. I obviously did not notice it. Okay, so for the last one, I am just seeing what my new, what line I can color up to. And I have found it, and now I'm going to just color in up to that line of 2,925 because I couldn't quite make it to the next line. And now my little thermometer is all filled in. Okay, so the next one is for my Citi credit card, and this one is where it gets a little confusing because I had $2,200 on my credit card when this whole thing started, but now I've done a balance transfer, so the balance on that card will end up being more than that. So what I did is I'm going to finish filling out this tracker, paying down the $2,200, and then I'm going to make a new tracker for the amount that I just added to this card this month because of the balance transfer. So I got the $2,627 amount by adding up the balance transfer dollar amount and the balance transfer fee. So I'm going to track these separately, which will be kind of confusing until I get through the first set of trackers, but then it will reflect the balance on my card. So just trust me, I will do the math right. And if I don't, I will call myself out on the voiceover like I am currently. So that is where I got that dollar amount. And now we're just going to track the $2,200 one until we pay it down to zero. And then we will finish and fill out these 4 trackers for the last $2,600-ish. Okay, so looking at my Citi credit card transactions, and I'm just going to figure out how much my balance would have been had I not done the balance transfer, which is that $572.99. So we're ignoring the balance transfer, and that is what we're saying exists on my card as of now. Okay, so as of December 1st, the balance on that card is just that $572.99. And that is the steady decline of this card. It's awesome. So moving on to the next one is the little Candyland one. And this one looks really nice, way past 50%. And now we are going to figure out what we can color up to on this one. Me just doing math, figuring out the total amount we paid off, dividing it by the number of little pieces. And now we can color up to 73. So marking where I'm going to start for that and then coloring that in. And I zoomed y'all in so you could see a little bit better. I find these so satisfying to watch. I hope y'all do as well. I don't know why. I just really like watching them when other people do them. So if you also like watching them, let me know in the comments down below. Mine are kind of excessive. I have 4 for every single cards and my total debt. Kind of a lot, but I kid you not, I get so motivated when I do this once a month, even though it does take a while. I just love it. So the next one for this is the puzzle piece, and I'm figuring out what number puzzle piece I can color up to, and it is up to color to puzzle piece 88. So I am just figuring out which puzzle piece that is, and then I'm going to color this one in. This one's the trickiest to color because there's so many little lines. It's really hard to be neat, but I try really hard and then just fast forward it for y'all because it takes me forever. But that is what it looks like, and that was my progress in November. Okay, last one, y'all. We're almost there, and then I'm going to share some goals that I have for December, and we are going to be done for today. So here is my last little thermostat, and I am figuring out what line I can color up to, and found it. And now we color. The blue marker is slowly dying, as you can definitely see. So that is my total debt trackers for right now. So now I'm just going to write out some of my December goals to share with y'all. So my first goal is to throw all extra money towards my Bank of America credit card. Not sure I'm going to have much extra money this month, just based on I don't think I'm going to underspend in a lot of my categories, but if I do, that is where it will be going. Kind of on that note, I want to have less than $2,500 on my Bank of America credit card by the end of the year, which is super doable now that I've done the balance transfer. So that was like a milestone I had set way before now. And so the fact that I'm definitely going to accomplish that is great. So my next goal is to pay only the minimum payment on my Citi credit card because I don't want to waste money on putting money on that card when it has 0% interest. I'd rather just attack my Bank of America card, which has 18.99% interest. And then my last goal is to put at least 70% of my tutoring paychecks towards debt. And so that is because I do want to spend some of it, but I don't want to go crazy. So I'm giving myself 30% between cash envelopes and sinking funds, and the other 70 I want to go towards debt. So that is it for my video today, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe down below, and I hope to see y'all next time. Bye.